Hi everybody, Andrew Cuneo here. I'm going to be doing a Wilds of Eldraine plus Alchemy draft. I think this is actually one of the better aspects of Alchemy, is that they shake up the limited format a little bit. There's going to be one Alchemy card inserted into each pack in place of a common. So just that's a little twist on limited format. So here's my Alchemy card, which I believe is a good one. 5 mana for a 5/5 first strike lifelink. At the beginning of the post-combat main phase, if you gained life this turn, seek a card with the highest mana value that's less than or equal to the amount of life you gained. So 5 mana for a 5/5 first strike lifelink that's going to give me card advantage is exceptionally good. It honestly might be arguably not even as good as Torch the Tower. Torch the Tower is so good in this limited format. But I'm going to pick this just to try playing with it. It's a new card, and I'm sure it's extremely good as well. There's also a Hatching Plans in this pack, which I would not pick over Torch the Tower, but I would be sad to not first pick. I think Hatching Plans is really good. Monstrous Rage and Picnic Ruiner are also excellent cards. So here is my Alchemy card. This is not very good. This requires you to have dragons in your deck, which I think is, there might be one or, I think Archive Dragon is a dragon. So there's probably a few dragons in this set, but there's not enough that this is reliably going to be good. There's an uncommon, which I have no idea what the name of it is, but it's red X instant, deal X to, I guess you can't deal, this is any target, so you can hit players with this. But I think this card is worse than the red X instant that has bargain. So we're going to be looking for a different card. Sir Armont is an okay card. Not great. Unnatural Growth is really powerful, but it's really, really hard to cast. I think I'm just going to go with Sir Armont. Grasp of Fate is perfectly reasonable removal spell. The Alchemy card, I believe, has been taken from this pack already. I think I'm going to pick Tough Cookie, though. It's really good. It's a 2-drop, which I started with 2 5-drops, so I definitely want to bias towards getting cheaper cards. And the way this format works, I'm pretty happy to just be like base screen, you know, maybe a second color and then play some splash stuff. No, the Alchemy card's gone. There's the Tempting Apple, which is a surprisingly good card. At least it was surprising to me, but I don't think it's going to be particularly good in this style of deck that I'm heading towards. I think I'm just going to take Crystal Grotto. Once you're green, you usually want to kind of secure a foundation of good mana fixing to make it possible to splash good cards later on. So this is an interesting pick. I think Hearth Elemental is an extremely good card. Like, it's not as good as Imidane's Recruiter, but it's not that far behind, I would say. That said, it does want you to be possibly a different deck than the route I'm going down. I think I'm just going to take Brave the Wilds. I think this is a very strong green common. I actually kind of like Howling Galefang as well. There's good options in this pack, but I'm going to stay the course on my green-white start. Do I want Hollow Scavenger, or do I just want another Crystal Grotto? This card has gone down in my estimation the more I've played this format. It's like, it's not all that often that you just have a ton of food in play, so this thing is just effectively a 5/4 whenever you want. Usually you can activate it like once, maybe twice. I'm just going to go with another Crystal Grotto. Would I like a Griffin Airy? No, I would not. I think my options are stockpiling Celebrant or Ferocious Werewolf. And I'm going to go with stockpiling Celebrant. There's some cards that are very good combos with this that I can get still. Well, start of the draft. Maybe there's a new good combo with this amongst the alchemy cards. Not a huge fan of Knightly Valor. I do think Picnic Ruiner is pretty strong. It's that or Hollow Scavenger, which, like I said, Hollow Scavenger to me is playable, but not at all exciting. I think I'm just going to go with Picnic Ruiner. And this pack, well, the Hatching Plan's wheeled. I could obviously take Besotted Knight. It's playable, but not at all exciting. I'm going to go with Hatching Plans. I guess I'll take Johann's Stopgap as well. I want to get probably, I would say I want to get to like 4 bargain spells before I'm going to be happy to play that. I'm just picking cards at random here. I don't think this stuff matters at all. And I've got Brave the Wilds as my first one. And I'll probably aggressively pick additional Brave the Wilds. All right, so our alchemy card is a dragon that... It is a 5-mana 5/5 flying, essentially, with fire breathing that if you want, you can play as a 2/2. You can also pay it in installments. That is certainly not horrible, but it's also not... It's nowhere near as good as this card, I would say. So my choices are Sentinel of Lost Lore. There's nothing special. I could just take Witch Stalker Frenzy, which is what I think I'm going to do. Here, I think I'm just taking Hopeful Vigil. It's a good combo with the Stockpiling Celebrant. I need some more cheap cards. It's giving me a permanent to bargain away to Brave the Wilds, which I'm going to be prioritizing getting some bargain stuff. Like additional Brave the Wilds are going to be very high picks for me. Is this a pack where it's going to be an additional Brave the Wilds? It's that or Cooped Up. And I think I'll just go with Brave the Wilds. Welcome to Sweet Tooth. This card is probably better than I give it credit for. Yeah. I'm kind of about at the max of my interest in Crystal Grottos with 2, especially when I've got 2 Brave the Wilds as well. I've got a Utopia Sprawl, certainly nice. I would probably pick Hollow Galefang over Beanstalk Worm, although I don't mind Beanstalk Worm in this deck for sure. There's also a Collector's Vault. I'm going to go with Utopia Sprawl. I've not really been very impressed by Collector's Vault. It's okay, but I don't know that it's actually good. So this is I think I'm pretty happy with how this has started, given that I didn't... Packs I saw were not insane, I would say. All right, here's a great bargain card, the Hamlet Glutton. This thing is occasionally okay, but it's mostly not particularly good. Prismatic Omen might look like the card you would think you'd want to put in a deck like this, but I think it's too weak. I think you're much better off just having Brave the Wilds type cards. So we got Glass Casket, which is a pretty nice removal spell. Season of Growth, which can be really good in some green decks, but this does not appear to be that kind of deck. The Financier is certainly fine, but nothing special. I'm not red enough to play Grand Ballgast, so easy Glass Casket. Ooh, I like the Woodland Acolyte. If you've been watching my videos, I put 4 copies of this in an alchemy deck I made. Does this card do anything? No. Do I want another Crystal Grotto? I could just take 20 gems. I don't think I want a third Crystal Grotto. All right, I'll take Tempest Heart over the Ash, because I think Ash is going to be real hard to cast. The Tempest Heart is certainly nothing special, but if you're getting both halves of it at pretty low cost, it's fine. Wow, Totentons is still in the pack. I'm going to stick by my no more Crystal Grottos plan. All right, our Alchemy card. When you cast an adventure spell, it has to be in play, then it gets exiled. It grows in the graveyard, but you need a way to bring it back, if I'm reading that card right. That's it's an awful lot for a 2-mana 1/1. You're putting a lot of work to make it be better than that. I think this is just Imidane's Recruiter, as much as I'd like to take it for this. Imidane's Recruiter is ridiculous. This is the card I had no idea what the name of it was that I thought was better than the Dragon X spell. So I think this is just Torch the Tower. What's this card do? You get a one-time boon. The card's okay. I don't think that the way the boon works, like, you can't bargain away the roll from the boon. I think you have to start with something to bargain away. Am I going to be playing Candy Grapple? It probably would require putting a swamp in my deck. I think I have enough bargain stuff to... Didn't I get 3? I have 4 right now, and I could play a stopgap, so I don't need to prioritize the Candy Grapple. I don't think I want to play Picklock Prankster. Kind of don't really want any of these cards. I'll take Candy Grapple. I don't know if I'm going to play it, though. 4 mana, 4/4 flying. Not a ton of upside in my deck, but I think it's better than Hopeful Vigil. I have one way to make a roll. I have a pretty good supply of 2-drops. It would have been nice to get the 1/3 mana guy. I have the right colors to cast this guy. It just never seems worth it. Or at least I have better options. I think I just want Prophetic Prism. I did just take a Prism over a Troublemaker Oof, but I think I'm going to take Troublemaker Oof this time. I like having one of this in my deck. At least in the non-alchemy form of this format. It's pretty nice to be able to blow up enchantments some of the time. I usually am happy to splash Johann in this deck. I have to look at my cards exactly to make sure that it is pretty good. Another stockpiling Celebrant. I didn't get a ton of stuff that it's good with. Another Tempest Heart. I think I'm going to be fine playing 16 lands. +2 Brave the Wilds and a Utopia Sprawl, which is going to be a lot of mana. But remember, I've got the 2 Tempest Hearts that are going to... I'll be able to cast Scan the Clouds to hopefully not flood out too bad. And I have some pretty good high-end stuff. How many hits do I have for Johann? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's probably going to make my deck somehow. 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 hits isn't a ton, but I think it's still worth playing. The Troublemaker Oof also gives me another way to bargain away hatching plans. So that's definitely making my deck. I think I want to cut one of these lands. I'll fix the colors in a second because I'm going to play more than 6 forests with 2 Brave the Wilds and a Utopia Sprawl. Question is, what is my weakest spell? I think it's probably one of these 2s. Could it possibly be right to cast Welcome to Sweet Tooth? Maybe I should cut the Picnic Ruiner. I like the Picnic Ruiner is obviously pretty solid. And it is another hit for Johan, but I'm not really going to be happy casting this just for as a 2-mana 2/2 in my deck. I'm going to want to play Stolen Goodies first, and yeah. It's a good card, but my deck has a ton of good cards, so something's got to go. All right, fixing the mana. How many mountains do I really want to play? The answer's probably 1, right? Gets me to 7 real forests plus the Crystal Grottos. The Crystal Grottos, it's painful to have to play a 2-mana Brave the Wilds, but it is something that can be done. Do I really want to play 5 plains? I think so. A bunch of my cheap cards are white, and I have some double white cards as well. All right, I'm pretty happy with this deck. How many alchemy cards do I actually have in my deck, though? I guess I just wound up with the one that I first picked. I could play this Candy Grapple, but that would require putting a swamp in my deck, which I don't really want to do. All right, I'm being imposed by a snake. Snake named Nate. This is going to go on red, so I can play the Torch the Tower. Just going to do this now. Oh, I'm going to play on land, and then I'm going to do it. I don't want them to play like Minecraft Daredevil or you know, something like that. And I don't want to have to bargain it there, because I want to keep my Prism and my Sprawl for at least a little while. Still, like, probably next turn I'm going to ditch the Prism for Hamlet Glutton. Maybe I'm going to ditch the Utopia Sprawl. I'll be a coward. I think that this thing's going to be... I think the game's probably going to stagnate after I play Hamlet Glutton against a, just straight up a red-green deck. I think I need this Prism anymore. We'll double block this turn if they attack. They get Menace off the Belligerent of the Ball. They've spent enough of their mana that I'm comfortable blocking. If they have torched the tower, it would obviously work to their advantage. Do I want to bottom the Stormbreaker? Stockpiling Celebrant. I think so. My plan is to bargain away the Utopia Sprawl to get rid of this up the beanstalk. Which would have made it kind of awkward to play the Celebrant next turn. It wouldn't have made sense to bounce the Hamlet Glutton, so all I'm getting is a Scry 2. Like, I'm getting a 3/2 that gives me a Scry 2, but it probably cost me 5 mana. So it doesn't even really combo that well with the Johann. Johann has not really been kicking ass this game. If I attack with the Hamlet Glutton, I'm just going to wind up trading it for their food and probably I guess the Hollow Scavenger, but it's not a good trade. They would just double block. I'm banking on my Johann eventually paying off some. Worth keeping the roll or making another creature? I think it's going to be worth making another creature. Actually, put another Crystal Grotto. I'll hold this at this point until I can bargain it. Hatching Plans is my best possible draw. Ugh. My own copy of that card would be a pretty good draw too. I'm probably dead next turn though. Maybe not. Maybe not. Probably need to find either my own Imidane's Recruiter or that 5/5 lifelink. May have been too greedy of me to keep this. It means that I can't both crack the food and play Witchstalker's Frenzy, but I think that I probably don't need to be able to do both. And this means that I'll be able to upkeep, put Hamlet Glutton back on top of my deck. Well, I guess I could eat it with the Restless Cottage, but they might not decide to do that. No, they did decide to do that. I want Johann back. I don't even think I really want Johann back. Maybe I want Sir Armont back, though. Next turn, I'll finally be able to mount an attack. This has been a grueling game. I still have my Imidane's Recruiter in my deck, and I have that Alchemy Rare. I'm going to take this trade, and I'm just going to kill the Greta so they can't get 2 cards off of it. This thing comes back from the dead. Pretty strong draw. Totendons. An attacking rat you control gains death touch until end of turn. I think I'm going to bounce the Woodland Acolyte so I can put Sir Armont back on top of my deck. Could also conceivably bounce the Tough Cookie. It's really gone in the tank here. What do you think they're going to come out with? Oh, that's interesting. I see why they thought for so long. Do you think I probably have to block some of those things? Oh! Tapped my mana wrong. I wanted to play Glass Casket. Yikes. bad. It's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 8 mana. So if I just do this twice, attack with everything, they'd be taking 6, 11, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think they just die. I even missed a point with the Tempest Heart. The Slayer of Fear. You were looking kind of ambitious to cast, I'll be honest, Johan. Not doing anything else with my mana. Hopefully they don't have Kellen's Light Blades to kill Tough Cookie. Yeah. It's kind of nice to get it out of the way because of Cerise. It's the second of the little pigs. Would I like to redraw my Tough Cookie? I think I would, actually. They can turn this into a... Oh, this card's good. They can turn this thing into a 4/4 flyer. I can block the Outfitted Jouster. Ugh, I needed that thing to live. Defeated all their equipment. And lands quite. Moment. Want to attack. think I do. I think my plan, if they attack with the second little pig, is to not block it. I'm just going to gain life off one of my food. One of the problems with not attacking there is that if they have a removal spell, they just kill the Archon of Wild Rose, and I still can't block. They should attack with their 4/4. That ain't good. Does the Hamlet Glutton save me? I go block there, gain life, go to 4, go to 7. This thing has to hang back. I don't think that that saves me. I mean, it saves me, but I don't think that I get to a winning position. I think I just need to hit him in computer. I'll kill them with it. Alright, kill them with that as well. Forgot I was drawing to those. Come on, mana of a different color. Could be worse. Come on, Plains, Brave the Wilds. Or Crystal Grotto. Oh, this thing is really good, I think. Yeah, it's going to be huge by the time they play it. I think it only grows 1 a turn, but it's going to be just gigantic. I guess I need green mana. How did... Oh, they have the Scarecrow guide, I see. I'd like the Scarecrow guide to die. If they have Candy Grapple, they just would have killed this outright, probably. They have Light Blades. It doesn't matter what I block. I think I'm just blocking there. can hope they don't find green mana for a little bit. I think that's my best way to deal with the steady tortoise. Steady tortoise. No, we're not arguing this. I'll pay full freight. Well, that's going to give them green mana. I don't like that at all. I guess this thing got into 7/7. It's manageable still. Yikes, not a fan of that. I'm going to try to get him low. Maybe I can cheese him out with Imidane's Recruiter if I top deck it. I have 2 food over here, which is going to make that plan kind of hard. Oh, come on. Rude. Uncalled for. Did make my guy bigger, though. A little bit. That's not bad. Down to 6, but they've got plenty of resources to stabilize, and they can get up to, back up to 12, so this is going to be a hard game. Maybe if my top card is Imidane's Recruiter. My top card is Hatching Plans. It doesn't really help me. But maybe it'll help me next turn. This card's pretty good. And it's way more life for them too. It's not good for me. Need a way to kill their bird. Probably. It's time to concede. Because this thing hits perpetually, so it's going to start as a 7/7. I like that my opponent killed all of my good stuff. They just if they get rid of the hatching plans, it's over. It's a pretty good hand. I choose red. I played this turn because this way if I draw a white card I want to play, I could play 2 spells next turn. Did not draw a white card that I wanted to play. I'm gonna hold this Torch the Tower to maybe get rid of my hatching plans. I don't need to kill the Scarecrow Guide that badly. No, maybe I do. It fizzles the Gingerbread Hunter. Again. One, 3, brutal. Come on, Brave the Wilds on top of my deck. It's an instant, right? Sadly, I can't put Torch the Tower back on top of my deck. I would definitely do that. Getting my hatching plans exiled again. This is the first time this has ever happened to me, and now it's happened to me twice. I guess it's not that big of a deal, though. Still my Johann. What are the odds that Cerise just dies against a green-black deck with 4 cards in hand? Probably somewhat high. Down to 3 cards in hand at least. That wasn't all that impressive. Might not be able to attack with Cerise anymore, though. They just block with everything. Next turn I'll be able to attack with Sir Armont the Redeemer. Buffing up my Cerise. No! Feral Encounter. What's their biggest thing? It's just 2. It's 3. I need them to brick. I'm finding a big creature here. Oh, they can Gingerbread Hunter. Here's Cerise. I think they're going to have an attack, though. Do have this chump blocker and the Gilded Goose. And that guy's dead. Everything is dead. Eventually the Gilded Goose is going to start making food. They're going to be gaining 3 life a turn. Don't like that. I think the Tempest Heart's going to be better than Sir Armont as the game goes on. It's another very strong draw they just had. Oh, it is eating up their roll token though. Come on, save your fun, Spain Troll. Don't use it. Tempest Heart. Aim. Should have done this first. See if I can raid the wilds. Everything's just face up. They're just attacking me. How can I win this game, though? I need to get rid of the Gilded Goose so they don't gain a ton of life. Well, if they don't use the Gilded Goose, it's not going to be that big of a problem. Your deck is really strong. I'm currently getting decked. That's unfortunate. It's been really nice to just mill off lands there. No, now they've started using the Gilded Goose. Not good. What have left? Glass Casket and a Stockpiling Celebrant. This doesn't seem like it's going to go that well for me, but I'm kind of just hoping they make a mistake. The only thing that my deck is capable of doing if this game goes longer is I can Stockpiling Celebrant the Imadane's Recruiter and do it again. So hopefully it doesn't die here. Alright, it's going to die. It's a little sad. Having the Fawnsbane Troll block the Johann is not a very good block. probably can't win at this point. Oh, maybe I can. I'm pretty low. Alright, effectively 9. Happens if I attack with everything and they go block, jump, block. I think it's still good enough. Had they had the Fawnsbane Troll just block one of these 3/2s instead of the 3/5, they would be taking 2 less damage here. So they wouldn't be dying. I think not dying would be advantageous for them. So now they're going to 1. But they're losing their 2 biggest creatures. And I still have my 2 biggest creatures. And my deck still has that stockpiling Celebrant in it. How unlucky was it that the scan, the whatever it was, hit like... I drew my 2 remaining relevant spells. Come on, get him, tough cookie. Another green-black deck. Sorry, I have some good cards in my deck. I'm gonna wait on the scry for this as long as possible. I guess maybe the only card that would penalize me for that is if I drew Johan. So I guess if I draw like a mountain this turn, I should play it. I didn't draw a mountain. I played it anyway, which I guess I probably shouldn't have done. Utopia Sprawl. No, thank you. Yeah, I really shouldn't have done that. Now I can't play this thing. What did I just do? That was kind of a comically bad turn. Gonna need to draw some spells. Here's some juicy targets for glass casket. Alright, what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw Torch the Tower as my top card. I'm going to play it bargaining away the hatching plants to kill the Mosswood Dread Knight. I'm going to draw into Glass Casket off of that. It's going to be great. I think I would trade the Archon with the Questing Druid at this point. Oh, why didn't they put the... They want their guy to die? I guess they wanted their guy to die. Kind of weird. This thing lives. This is up to a 5/5. Yeah, that's not that scary. It's a little scarier. Glass Casket. Could just crack food to seek. But I'm gonna get a 3-drop almost definitely if this card works. I don't remember what other 3-drops are in my deck, but I probably haven't drawn them all already. If I want to, I can start having my celebrants bounce each other, but that's probably not worth it. I could bounce the Welcome to Sweet Tooth to get another food. I really want to find that Glass Casket. And I'll oofy the tough cookie. Do I still need this? I don't think so, but I'm not 100% sure, so maybe I'll squander half my scry. It's a somewhat large boy. I'm actually going to just play the Tempest Heart and the Sir Armont this turn. Maximize the number of counters I'm going to get on my Tempest Heart. Those are some really good cards that I'm not going to draw because this thing's about to trigger. Glass casket. There we go. I think I just want to get rid of the questing druid. Might be able to start attacking next turn. Oh, they didn't even play the fetch quest? Weird. Really weird. This isn't going to kill them, but I think it's going to deal a lot of damage. And I'm going to gain a lot of life. So I don't think I'm going to die. Could be wrong. It did kill them. I was wrong. It's a little tempting to try to scry into a plains, but I think I'm fine with just playing Prophetic Prism turn 2. Guess we'll lead with this thing now instead. Am I gonna get to play a game where it doesn't just turn into a gigantic stalemate? My deck doesn't have very much removal. That's why so many of the games are just becoming huge stalemates. They flick a coin. Ugh, gross. Thought it would give me 2 relevant bodies, but that was sad. I'm going to get to play Hamlet Glutton next turn. And I'll have Troublemaker Oofy to potentially knock, like, Cooped Up off of it, which is one of the main ways a red-white deck's going to deal with Hamlet Glutton. We get a lot of scrying action this turn. I'm about to sack the Hope Vigil as well. These are both pretty great cards. I think if they're willing to attack with the Edgewall Pack, I'm not willing to block. Light Blades would be the main card I'd be scared of if they attack first. They could also have that adventure that gives Double Strike, the uncommon red card. In both cases, blocking would work out pretty badly for me because I'd be forced... I guess if they have the Double Strike card, it doesn't work out that badly, but it's still pretty bad. Yuck. Not really enjoying this. This is a Wicked. I think I'll just take it all. Don't throw my Hamlet Glutton at me with that burn card. Alright, it's not the worst. It's not great. Please don't have more ridiculous stuff to do to me. If they play 2 more spells this turn, I think I'm almost definitely going to lose. Or just 1 spell. Sometimes in this format it is so hard to stabilize. You're not a plains. I was hoping to find a plane so I could bounce Welcome to Sweet Tooth on turn 3. Instead, I'll just play Tough Cookie. Probably trade with this first little pick. Oh, I guess it doesn't when you spend mana. Killing all my stuff. Need the card under this one to be Brave the Wilds. That would be very nice. Gonna crack a food and hope to trade with the warehouse tabby. It didn't work. Still gonna crack a food though. Withdrawing. Clearly. So I trade here, I prevent 4. Oh, I jump there, I prevent 4, or I could take it. Go to 7, or go to 3, or I could trade there. This is probably the best block for me. Alright, if it gets on depth with Cerise, I think things are going to be going great. They played a red card yet? Yeah, they played Torch the Tower. Speaking of torching the tower, I will be doing that on my upkeep. So I need 6 mana to play Cerise, Slayer of Fear. They need to draw a really good card this turn. That's good, but not good enough. Taz. Torch the Tower. That's a pretty good answer to Totem Taz. Was it still will be. I'm just gonna 2-for-1 myself. If for some reason this didn't work, I could always just play Scan the Clouds. This is definitely one of those scenarios where if you're going to do this, you need to wait until the damage gets put on the Totem Taz before you play Torch the Tower. Like, you can just wait till the end of their turn. It's a pretty big mistake to fire it off before damage. I mean, it's a pretty big and a pretty obvious mistake, but it is one people do make sometimes. So Plains is really good. Another one of those, actually. It's really good, sadly. That's a lot better. Now I need Cerise to live against a red-black deck. I only have 4 cards, though. I've already used 1 removal spell. Backup Totem Taz? Backup Grand Ball Guest. I wish this thing could actually, if I wasn't locked into getting 5-drop here. I would have much preferred to just get Brave the Wilds. Turns out it didn't matter. Final match. Final game. I'm going to save this to make my land into 3/3 off of one of these Hopeful Vigils. It is a little bit awkward in that I'm not going to get the Scry because I'll be shuffling after the Hopeful Vigil. Trigger goes off. Do I even want my land to be a creature? Guess not. It's a bit of a liability if it's a creature. Also, I can get the scry later. I think I want to kill this. It doesn't have a ton of removal, but it is a 4/3 that can throw the food at me. Don't want to take a ton of damage. I don't know if my opponent realized that that was what was going to happen. It's so many. Wicked rolls this game. The attack, I'm going to triple block. It was not a good draw for me. All right. 6 and 3, pretty strong showing. Thought my deck was pretty good. I think that I was on the draw an awful lot. Maybe not. I don't know. This is a very high power level format, though. It was a high power level format even without the alchemy cards in it, but replacing commons with the alchemy cards probably bumps the power level of the format up another notch or two, because I think that the average alchemy card is probably better than the average common from Wilds of Eldraine. But still, I've been having fun with straight up Wilds of Eldraine, and adding the extra little twist is pretty cool. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.